it's technically the best word for it is it kind of goes offline. So if cortisol levels get high enough in the brain, the connectivity of the brain decreases while the activity of the brain increases. So it's like different parts of the brain are firing, but they're not talking to each other, and your critical thinking goes out the window. So it's conceivable that you could train to be, say, a very good shooter, but not have executive override skills or that meshed control over those skills, and could make some tremendous mistakes being very accurate with the gun. Now, what could also happen is you train to a very good high level of skill, but without adding emotional content, that affect, valence, and arousal into your training. And when that affect gets up and that cortisol goes up and the adrenaline goes up, the skill falls apart. So we've seen it all. You've seen mediocre people perform very well, very good people like on the range perform very poorly, and everywhere in between, including people who are very good on the range perform very well in a gunfight. But what's the disconnect between that? Because what good is it to have a skill if you can't use it? And I use the example in the book. You go to gyms and there's people who hit that heavy bag so pretty in the gym, and their technique is so beautiful, but they never spar. So variability is going to happen when that other pushing, when the other heavy bag with arms and legs starts punching and kicking you back.
Yeah.
So it's not enough to have the skill. You have to be able to think with the skill set. That's the next level. The level above that is higher control over those skills. And that's the chapter on mesh control, which to me is, that's the mind blowing biggest connection between even in your peak performers, your 5%, that's your 1%. Your 1% people are the people who have that higher control. They can turn it on and off in a heartbeat. They have fine discriminatory control over, say, the pulling of the trigger. They don't empty the gun. They are thinking with the gun in their hand.
No, that reminds me of the four stages of competence. Have you heard of
Yeah.
those? Just kind of what we were talking. Yeah, unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and unconscious competence. So it comes to the point where